The Beacon Bulldogs and John Jay Patriots were in a dogfight at the Duane Davis Memorial Holiday Tournament, deadlocked at 33 at halftime, and Jay came out firing in the second half. Danny DeMarzo caught fire with a couple of threes. Justin Long complemented that on the other side of the floor. But every time Jay would get some separation, the Bulldogs would tighten things up. Alex Benson with the Lightning. And the Thunder! It was back to a 2-point game. And Deontay Colazar is one guy who won't take no for an answer. Beacon took the lead on that play, but the banks were open late in Wappingers, and Matt Golden had a deposit to make. 5 3-pointers for Jay in the third quarter alone. They had 11 in the game. And when Isaiah Tulo flies into the picture like a superhero, you could feel this game was going to be epic. Tulo had 15 points in the game. Sophomore Tommy DeRusso adds to the 3-point count. He had 4 of them. Jay led 55-48 after 3. But in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs came off the leash again. Benson finished with 22 points. And Brandon Evans makes this a 2-point game. With under a minute left in regulation, Benson charges in, dishes to Zamir McKenzie, and we're tied at 69. But Benson fouls out while putting Eric Seckler at the line. He makes 1 of 2 to make it 70-69 with 13.9 seconds left. But Jermon Galloway gets fouled and ties it up at 70, and that sends us to overtime. In the OT, someone must have put a lid on the John Jay side because nothing would fall. Meanwhile, it appeared that Beacon was just hitting its stride, and Galloway was the key. Beacon had it all working and floored it to the finish line with an 83-75 win over John Jay in overtime.
I mean, we're really starting to figure things out. Today was one of the first days that we really got our bigs involved in the game, and we were feeding them the ball. We have 2 of what I think are the best bigs and the hardest working bigs in the area, and when we get them involved in the game, it's really hard to keep them off the glass. And you know, Jamon is just a heck of a player, and he just has a knack for getting the ball in the basket. And so I think that as we continue to build, you know, we have a lot of the right pieces. And it's making them blend together to get 32 minutes of solid basketball.
Did you turn it on extra in the overtime?
Yeah, I turned it on a little bit. I just want to thank my teammates for letting me get that opportunity and being unselfish.
How important a win was this?
It's very important. You know, it's always good to get wins against AA schools because we're a small A school and we like to work hard. So it's always fun when we can pull a win out.
You had some key pivotal plays to keep your team in it, to go ahead a little bit, then you foul out. When you've got to sit down and the game's still going on, then it goes to overtime. What goes through your mind?
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Me and my teammates, we work so hard, and we work so hard in practice, and to have to sit down and watch them fight without me, yeah, it really hurts.
Sitting there, watching them play, what were you most proud of?
We stayed together. We got the ball into our bigs. We got easy buckets, you know, and we stayed true to who we are.
What happened in the overtime? You guys had intensity, and it looked like you lost some of it.
Yeah, I think it just kind of caught up with the kids a little bit. You know, I mean, as soon as, you know, it's sort of like a tsunami. You know, when you knew they were coming, and when they came, it sort of, you know, I think my guys, you know, had about 32 minutes in them. You know, it's not an excuse for the effort in that overtime. You know, but it was just, you know, if we're going to win that thing, it probably should have been in regulation.